Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the We Run on Coffee podcast. I'm Marissa, and
I'm Arika. Hello.
and
I like that.
I know. I like that too. Let's keep it.
Okay, I love it.
So this week, I'm super excited for this topic. But before we get into it, Arika, what are you drinking?
Yay. I thought you'd never ask. Just kidding. I knew you would. Today, I kept my promise from last week because last week I was boring for the first two episodes. And I thought, let's go out and get coffee. So me and Angela went to Dunkin' Run, and I got a free, because I had some points, so we love, a free large pink iced, whoa. Iced pink velvet macchiato. Jeez.
Is it
mouthful.
good?
It's so good. I love it. I'm a big fan.
Yay. I'm glad.
I took a picture in the car, obviously, of me holding my Dunkin', and literally I'm wearing like my puffiest winter coat, big gloves, my iced Dunkin', and there's snow out the window, and I was like, that is such a mood. I'm always drinking iced year round.
That's so funny.
What are you drinking?
It's okay, me too. So I got this. This is a
Ooh.
callback. I have something that I used to have a lot of
Bringing it back around.
I have a Celsius Fantasy Vibe. It's mandarin marshmallow flavored.
Oh, go off.
And
okay.
it's basically like an elevated creamsicle, and it's so good. So I'm gonna open
Give
it
us
now.
ASMR.
Did you hear it?
I couldn't hear it, but hopefully your mic can. Hopefully
I see
you
it
got
in the audio waves.
Oh, good. I hope you guys heard it, and I hope you really enjoyed it.
It was,
Oh wait,
it was
I'll
a
give
good
you.
one.
I'll give you an ice.
Okay.
Oh,
I
I
couldn't
can
hear
see that
that.
one. I could see it. I hope you guys listening can hear this, or are we just gonna have really awkward silences?
I think that's so funny because I really couldn't hear yours and you really couldn't hear mine.
Seriously, it was like the smallest audio waves, but I know it's there just for you
I
guys.
saw mine.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are your updates this week?
Okay, I have a big list, you guys, but
I know I'm excited
get into
because you
it.
just told me you had something exciting and I'm like, I have to make her go first.
Okay, so first one that is something that we've done in the past couple weeks. So we went over to Angela's mom's. We had a game night. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I was like, I like the games we have on our Nintendo Switch, but like I'm getting a little bored. I want a new game. So we decided to buy a new game, and we bought Mario Party Superstars, and oh my gosh, it was so fun. So for anyone who's not familiar with Mario Party, I used to play it on the DS, but Mario Party is a video game, but it looks like a board game. So in the video game, you roll a dice and you move that many spaces, and the whole goal is to collect the most stars. But as you go along, you land on spaces that make different things happen, or you play mini games against each other, and it is so much fun. You can only do 4 players, which is the sad part, but you can also play online with your friends, etc. And it is literally, it's just so fun. It's like a board game, but on the TV, and kind of more fun than a board game. I don't know.
Okay.
It's almost like, not necessarily Monopoly, but kind of like that. It's like every time you pass the beginning, you get a little bit of money,
Okay.
and so on. So much fun. So if anyone has a Nintendo Switch, highly recommend. Sadly, on the Nintendo Switch, though, there's 2 versions of Mario Party. So if you buy one and then you tell your friend to buy it and they buy the wrong one, you can't play together. So
no.
Everyone be aware if you buy this, but Mario Party Superstars, 10 out of 10.
Okay.
Funnest game. I've been obsessed, and now we can't stop playing it. It's really bad.
That's funny.
Another thing I did in the past like week or 2 is I got a facial. This is kind of sad and kind of happy, but my work, they provided ClassPass as a benefit, and we would get like free credits on ClassPass and then be able to use them. We're not going to have it anymore, which is so sad.
Aww.
Sadly, it's not like our work's, like my company's choice. It's above them. It's another company that we use and go through, and they're discontinuing it. So no more ClassPass credits.
Sad.
But the good news was I stacked them all up and I got my final facial, which was really nice for free. So that was really fun. Love. Okay. I'm a movie girl now. I don't know.
Okay.
I can't even help it. We've been seeing a lot of movies. We saw Anyone But You at the movie theater. I don't know if you've seen the previews for that. And
I have. I want to see
I
it.
loved it. I gave it 5 out of 5, and Angela gave it 4 out of 5. And he said he's close to a 5. It was honestly
really?
so good. My expectations were so low. I feel like everyone on social media, it was like one way or the other. It's like, this was the dumbest movie ever, or I loved it. I thought it was so cute. I want to see it again. So I didn't know what to think, and I loved it. I thought it was really good. So I recommend if anyone hasn't seen it. Also, it goes on streaming in like 3 days or something.
Oh, okay. I'll watch it then.
Same. I'll watch it again. It was so good.
Okay.
I'm trying to breathe, but okay. Next one, I thought I'd give my probably final finger update from breaking my finger because we are at a point where it's healed. I'm pretty sure the bone, like, as long as everything went well, the bone's healed. She does not bend all the way. I'm still working on stretching it. I think I can still get it like more.
Your nails are so cute.
Thank you. Oh yeah, I did new nails. I wonder if you can see it. It's so hard to see, but I did little waves in like their rainbow.
They're
have to
so
send a picture.
cute.
Thank you. I have to redo 2 of them, but it's okay.
That's okay.
But yeah, my finger, it's healed, I think. So that's my final finger update.
I'm
It hurts
so
still.
proud.
And it's definitely not bendy all the way, but we're working on it. I'm still
It's
working
okay.
every day. Last update. It's
Is
my
this the
most exciting
exciting
one.
one?
Yeah. And
Okay.
honestly, at this point, I'm like, she's probably not going to be excited about that much. But
I'm so excited.
I, 2 or 3 days ago, bought a new freaking laptop. It's time. I just, out of the blue, I was like, you know what? I'm buying this one purchase. So I don't think I've said it on the podcast, but I have this laptop that I currently use for me and Marissa. And last week I was having such a hard time recording because it has this issue where it has a touch screen and there's one little spot that's messed up and it thinks I'm touching the screen when I'm not. So it will just click like over and over and it will just click, 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 and drives me nuts and also messes things up. And I was like, you know what? We have a podcast. I do the videos. Like, I need a reliable laptop. It's time. This one's like 7 years old and it lasted a long time for being cheap. So I wanted to shout out, first of all, there will be YouTube videos, so check it out. But I want to shout out this laptop that I bought because if anyone out there is looking for something that's more affordable, I think this is the way to go. It's called an HP Pavilion. Literally about the same thing I have, but newer, like the newer one.
Okay.
But it was on HP's website for like $800 and I got it for $500 on sale. So $500. And I'll give an update as we go, but I'm sure it'll be great because I love this one and it lasted for 7 years. So I'm like, that is so worth it for $500. It's hard to find ones out there that have like good specs for that amount, but it has double the memory of the computer I have now. Almost everything all around is better. So it comes today. That's the even most exciting part. I'm so excited. I was hoping to get here before we recorded, but it got delayed. It was supposed to come yesterday, but it is snowing here, so it got delayed.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's my biggest update that I'm most excited for, and I can't wait to open it.
$500 for a new laptop is crazy good.
I know. That's why I'm like, I have to tell the people. I'm making a YouTube video of like unboxing and I can't show you because it's over there, but I bought the cutest on Amazon. They had a hardcover case for it. So it's like a hardcover case that snaps onto it and it's like a colored plastic. So it's like slightly see-through, but they're colors. I got black, but there was like orange and really cute ones. I could have gone, but I didn't. I was boring. And then on Amazon, I bought a 500-piece sticker pack of Gilmore Girls stickers.
Oh my God, 500 piece.
500 because there was one sticker that I just bought in Occoquan when we were visiting you.
Yeah.
The little Gilmore Girls sticker, and it was $5.99, I'm pretty sure. And I just put it on my old laptop and now I'm like, oh no. So I went on Amazon, I searched for it and I found the exact sticker for $5.99, or I could get 500 stickers for $5.99.
Oh,
so
500.
Obviously I went
Where
for 500.
Where are you going to put them all?
I don't know. Literally I have half the stack standing right here. It's like, it's huge. I just spilled them everywhere. But it has I think 2 or 3 of the one that I bought in Occoquan in it.
Oh.
So I'm like, this is so worth it. I'm just going to be giving them away. Everything. So
that's so funny.
Once I get my laptop, I'll definitely be flexing on the haters. Just kidding.
Oh, that's so
I'm
funny.
so excited though because I also get to give this laptop, which works aside from the little touchscreen glitch, it works perfectly. So I'm giving it to my mom because my parents don't really have like a computer. They just use their phones for everything. And my mom, she sometimes uses my stepdad's computer, which is for his work. So it does not work very well. I'm pretty sure it's just like a cheapy one. And then my siblings have these little tablets with a, like a snap-on keyboard. They're not really computers at all. I'm like, Mom, you need a real computer because she's always trying to do stuff. She's like, why can't I do this? Why can't I do that? I'm like, Mom, because you can't do it on mobile. You have to do it on the computer. So it's time. I'm giving her my laptop and all will be well. So yeah, that's my updates. What the heck have you been doing?
Oh, okay. I don't have that many updates.
I don't know why I had so many, to be honest. It was eventful.
Since we last recorded, I went to the podcast live show.
Yes, that's right.
Which was so exciting. It was really fun. So they've like revealed what they do at their live shows on the podcast, but they haven't like said the location so basically they go and they ghost hunt a location and then they share the footage and they like make funny jokes about it like
that's cute.
At the live show. But they don't share like where they've went until after they discontinue that tour and like start a new one.
Oh, that's cool.
Can't share where they investigated, but it was really cool just to like see all of their footage, and it was really funny. And like Kyle was even laughing, which was like really exciting for me because he's never listened to the podcast, but I thought it was so fun. And an update along with that. I think I told you I was trying to catch up by the time I went to the live show on like all of their episodes.
Yeah.
I didn't, but on Friday I started the most recent episode.
Whoa.
So
Dang.
Unfortunately it's Sunday right now and they come out with new episodes on Sundays. So I'm still one episode behind, but I'm really close and I'm really excited to be caught up.
If you listeners don't know, go back and listen to the episode that we talked about Marissa Spotify Wrapped, because she had the most insane podcast wrapped I've ever seen in my life. So many hours and that's why we
I was trying so hard to catch up.
Like a bajillion hours. Seriously, it was nuts.
I still didn't catch up. I tried so hard, but I didn't quite make it. But other than that, I've had really chill last couple of weeks. Last night, I went to one of my friends, Brooke, her 25th birthday party. And today's actually her birthday, so I need to text her happy birthday when I get off of this call. But it was really fun. I'm definitely not a big group of people that I don't know kind of person anymore.
Yeah.
So I definitely got overwhelmed. And I think that's my I don't know, this is a spoiler alert, but my personality type coming out.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited to get into
Kyle and I ended up only staying for about 3 hours and like we had a couple of drinks. We talked
that's a long
to people.
time.
Yeah. But then they were planning on like going out to a bar later and I was like, I can't. I have to go home. So we Ubered home and it was okay.
Okay, so I wondered if you would be ready for the pod in time, but now it makes sense. I was like, she went out last night. I'm not sure if she's going to be ready.
No, I am not a crazy girl anymore.
We're so old now, you guys.
I know. I was talking to Kyle about it last night, and basically the environment was like, it was giving like college party. It was just like a bunch of people like were in there talking. Like it was definitely more sophisticated than a college party, but it was like a bunch of people were in and out, and there was people just like drinking in all the rooms of the house. Yeah. And I was like, I can't believe this used to be me. Yeah. Because I used to like invite people over to my house or like my apartment in college and we would like have a bunch of people like over and drinking and playing games. Yeah. Which I think it was a little different on my end because we definitely only invited like people that we knew and like a bunch of people that we didn't know didn't come. And like it was definitely a meshing of like friend groups last night. Yeah. So I think that's what was so tiring to me. It was like trying to remember everybody's name. And
that's the worst,
I can't do introductions. Like I'm good at remembering people's names, but when I'm constantly like, okay, there's a new person that's getting introduced to me and like constantly I just get so confused and really tired. So
between that and like trying to do the small talk thing, I'm like, I can't do it. I can't. Like, I'm over it. Yeah. I feel that.
But the only other update I have is that I've done really well at running this week for my half marathon training. I did have to unfortunately skip my run yesterday, but I'm going to do it today because I'm going to stay on top of my training. Because the last time in the first episode, I just edited it the other day and I realized that I said I was being pretty lenient on training and I've definitely been better recently, which is good. Yeah. And the only reason I skipped yesterday is I guess this is another update. It snowed like 5 inches here.
Wow. Definitely more than us. We have like a little less than them, but we still have a decent amount.
Yeah, it snowed Tuesday and on Friday. And Friday was like definitely the big dump day. And we drove to a trail. Kyle was going to run just a mile while I ran my 7 and he was just going to like chill in the car. But we drove to the trail and they had done no treatments on it. So it was completely covered in snow. So I didn't feel safe running on that. If it would have been a little bit less, like just a dusting of snow on it, I would have been fine.
You're like up to your shins in snow.
I was just too worried that there was like, it had like blown off the trail a little bit, but I was like, there was 2 layers of snow on it probably. There's probably a little bit of ice in there, so I was a little nervous. But unfortunately, I think that means that I have to run 7 miles on the treadmill today, which sounds horrific.
Yikes. Good luck with that.
I know.
I don't love a treadmill.
I think we're going grocery shopping first before I run, so I think I might scope out another trail on the way to the grocery store and see if
how it's looking.
It's looking better. Yeah. But I guess this is another fun update. We're going to a new grocery store today.
Ooh, where are you going?
We're going to Harris Teeter, which is owned by Kroger. So
I've been to one once, but I don't remember. It was in high school.
We were really... I don't even know why we were talking about this. It must have been a video that Kyle had up on his phone that said something about Kroger. And I was like, I miss Kroger. He was like, me too. I said, do you want to go to Harris Teeter instead? And he was like, yeah, of course. And so
oh my gosh.
That's where we're going today to grocery shop, which might take us a little longer because we don't know where everything's at.
Well, true. We need an update next week on how you guys like it. I don't know
will.
why, but I'm just like, I'm obsessed with all the different stores that you guys have. It's just fun.
We have so many different grocery stores.
I know. Okay, I'm trying to make a note right now.
To check in about my grocery store.
I want to remember next week is like Harris Teeter update. We gotta see how they like it.
I have one final update.
Yay!
And it's not going to be as exciting for you.
See, you have lots of updates.
I know. I
forgot.
So my final update is that I'm making homemade pickles right now.
Stop. No way. That's exciting.
Yeah. So I kind of like, I didn't look up a recipe or anything. I just looked up like, I knew you needed vinegar and water. So I looked up the ratio of like the amount of vinegar to water, but then I just kind of added everything else in myself. We had some leftover cut up jalapenos and leftover cut up onions, so we put those in for like flavor, as well as like some cut up cucumbers, and then we put in some like white distilled vinegar, water, some dill weed that we had like as a seasoning, and then we had the pickle seasoning from Trader Joe's, so I put a little bit of that in there too.
Nice.
And then we tried one yesterday. I put them in on Friday, I think, or maybe Friday. So we tried one yesterday, which was Saturday, and they started to pickle a little bit. So I'm excited to try them today and see how they're doing.
Okay, I'm writing this down. Pickle update. We're going to need a Harris Teeter and a pickle update. That's so funny.
Which technically, because they're like already cut, they don't need forever to pickle. Like that's why they had already started pickling yesterday. So I'm assuming they're done today. And I like them a little bit more crunchy when like I'm trying to make them homemade. So I think that we might just like either dump out the liquid today or we'll see how it's going.
That's fun. We love a homesteading moment.
I'll send you the picture because I took a picture to send to my mom.
Cute. Yes, definitely do.
I know. Okay. I feel like a housewife now.
You are. It's true. That's just what happens.
I'm a housewife with a job.
I'm dead. Okay, so as Marissa's sending me this picture, are you finished with your catch up? I don't want to.
Yes, I'm done.
I'm gonna dive into our topic today. So today we're gonna talk about the Myers Briggs Personality Test, and this is the start of a series. So shout out to Marissa because I'm pretty sure you like thought of this originally.
Yes.
But we're gonna do like a little personality test series. Every few episodes, we're going to take a new personality test. We're going to tell you our results, rate the test, and then if we have enough like in our brains, if we have enough that we're thinking about, I don't know how to explain it, then we'll do a recap episode where we compare all of the tests together. So we're starting out with Myers Briggs, and I thought I would give everybody a quick overview if you've never heard of it. So this is called MBTI. So it says, what is the aim of the MBTI assessment? The MBTI, or the Myers Briggs Type Indicator Assessment, aka the personality quiz, is designed to help people identify and gain understanding around how they take in information and make decisions, the patterns of perception and judgment as seen in normal, healthy behavior. So that's kind of a lot, but there are a few little sections that I'm going to dive into, and this is all from the official like Myers-Briggs website, verbatim, just so everyone knows. I did not write this. I'm just reading it. So first section is called Perception and Judgment. Perception and judgment in type theory describe how people prefer to use their minds. Perception involves all the ways of becoming aware of things, people, happenings, or ideas. People naturally perceive in opposite ways. Judgment involves all the ways of coming to conclusions about what has been perceived. There are also opposite ways in how people naturally make decisions. Pause because I need to breathe. I'm bad at breathing today. I think it's just like I'm a little stuffy from the weather,
Yes.
Okay. Two more little things. So this next section is just called innate versus learned preferences. And these things will all come together, you guys, as we go. But I just want to brief overview of all of them. So according to type theory, our personality type preferences are innate, inborn predispositions that develop over the lifespan. Frequent use of one side of a preference pair, leads to the development of certain personality characteristics. Although we find similar characteristics and behaviors in people with the same preferences, there's also differences, aka everyone's different. Everyone learns different. Everyone thinks different. The Myers-Briggs framework consists of 8 preferences organized into 4 pairs of opposites. So this is where we're getting into what results you could see on your test. Yes, all the types. So your MBTI personality type represents your natural preferences in 4 important aspects of your personality. And we use the preferences, but most people prefer one side of a preference more than the other, which accounts for the natural personality differences between people. Pause. So much breathing.
I think it's also important to remember that even though it says like innate versus learned, you can You can definitely change over time. I'm actually looking back at my camera roll because I took one of these forever ago, and I know I'm completely different than I used to be.
That's so wild.
So even though it says it's like a thing that you're born with, don't think that doesn't mean that you can change as you get older.
Yeah, for sure. I know mine is different as well, which we'll obviously dive into when we tell you guys about what our personalities are, but I knew mine would be different. I like knew in my soul, I was like, I'm not the same person I was when I took this 6 years ago or whatever.
Yeah,
there's just no way.
I kind of knew too. I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying to look just like see if I can compare for my last one, but I'm pretty sure like maybe all of mine are different than they used to be. And I only took it a couple of years ago, not 6 years ago, maybe like 2 or 3.
Right. You guys, Marissa's pickles are so cute. On another note, it looks so cute in there. Is there a jalapeno in there?
Yeah.
That is a good idea. I'm going to post this on our stories, you guys, so you can see Marissa's little homemade pickles. It's adorable in the little mason jar. It's so cute.
I'll give you a rating before
Homestead
you post
vibes.
It so you can say like what Marissa and Kyle's ratings out of 10 are.
Yes, I will do that. Okay, so while Marissa's looking for her old results, I'm going to quickly share the pairs.
I don't have them.
Oh, sad. I remember mine, so I'll share mine, but I'm going to share the preference pairs. So your type, your Myers Briggs type, is a combination of 4 letters. Plus there's a new letter added, which we'll talk about. There's like a hyphen letter. That's new. But I'm just going to talk about the 4 pairs very quickly. So the first section is extroversion or introversion. Are you extroverted or introverted? And this says opposite ways to direct and receive energy. Do you prefer to focus on the outer world or your own inner world? So this will be a little scale, and it'll tell you, are you more introverted or more extroverted? It's not saying you're one or the other. It is a sliding scale, and it says how much of each side you are. Does that make sense? I'm hoping I'm describing that well.
Yeah, I think so.
And then we have sensing or intuition, opposite ways to take in information. Do you prefer to focus on the facts or the bigger picture? Then we have thinking or feeling, T or F. I should have said the letters. Opposite ways to decide and come to conclusions. Do you prefer to take an objective or an empathetic approach for deciding? And then the final pair, judging or perceiving, J or P, are opposite ways to approach the outside world. Do you prefer to seek closure or stay open to new information? So that's my recap of what we're even getting into. That is a little bit about the Myers-Briggs. It's definitely not everything they have on the site. So if you want to learn more, check out the Myers-Briggs website. But let's dive into our results. I'm very excited. I love a personality quiz, just like the next guy. Like I love a quiz in general. So I'm very excited to share. So do you want to kick us off and tell us what you are?
Sure. Do you want me to just say like the letters?
Yeah, or the letters, either.
Okay. So my letters are INFJT.
Bro, I'm INFJT.
I knew it. I told you.
It's so funny because your when you said your celebrities, it didn't give it away to me because it wasn't the ones on the site. Like you had Googled other ones. Well, not celebrities. Maybe we shouldn't call them that. But
I didn't put them down.
I'm shocked because we're the same, you guys. We're the advocate. Wait, what the heck? I thought maybe we'd be off by like 1.
No, we're the same. I told you.
Okay, so this will be really fun to go through our percentages then because we have the same result. So on our extroverted versus introverted category, what are your percents? How much? So she got an INFJ. So I means that she's more introverted. So how much introverted did you have?
I put, it said that I was 61% introverted and 39 extroverted.
I am 64% introverted and 36 extroverted. What the?
Oh my goodness.
Wait, this whole episode is just us figuring out we're the same. Now I'm really intrigued to see if we're going to get the same on other quizzes. This is interesting.
I know. Okay, but before we go to the next one.
Yeah.
So Arika said that we're the advocate. I wrote down a little blurb of what that means. It says we're quiet visionaries, often serving as inspiring and tireless idealists.
Yes. And actually, before we move on to the next one, yes, correct. And then the introverted section, I do want to read each one as we go. That's actually a good idea. So this says,
I don't even have to have mine because I wrote mine down, but it's the same.
I just screenshotted, but the introverted individuals tend to prefer fewer yet deep and meaningful social interactions and often feel drawn to calmer environments. And I think that makes so much sense because this doesn't mean that Marissa and I aren't extroverted sometimes. It also doesn't mean we're just fully introverted and we don't want to like see people ever. It's 60%. We're almost in the middle. So it's not one or the other. And that's what I actually really love about this test is it's not saying like, oh, she's introvert. It kind of is. But like it gives you that range. And I'm like, yeah, it's not that I don't like being around people or that I don't like being in groups or whatever. Even how you talked about your situation last night, it fits so perfectly because it just depends. And also I really love that it said deep and meaningful connection versus just like, being around people to be around people.
I think the best way that I've been able to describe like my introverted versus extrovertedness, if I'm with my close core group of friends, I'm very extroverted.
Yeah.
But if I'm in a bigger group, I'm very introverted.
Yeah. I can see that.
Does that make sense?
Yep. I feel similarly. Yeah. I think I feel pretty much the same way, because if I'm in a big group, I'm more than likely anxious inside. And I'm like, I don't even like, what do I say? What do I do? Like, I get a little
just
bit
a
like
little
that.
uncomfy.
Yes. But when we're like when you're with friends, it's just like, oh, this is so much fun. Like, for instance, your wedding. I was like, this is so much fun. Even though I didn't know everybody, I was like, yeah, I'm extroverted tonight. Like, it just depends on the situation.
Yeah, and if it's like me and Arika are hanging out in a room, we're going to be the loudest ones. We're going to be the most extroverted because we're close friends. So if you put us in a room, the introverts are going to be scared of us because we're the loudest.
They're going to be so anxious.
But if you put us in a situation where other people are doing that and we don't know them, we're going to be scared.
We're going to be awkward. Yeah, that is so true. Wait, I'm still shook that we got the same result, you guys.
Okay, so now you have to tell me first.
Okay.
For your intuitive versus observant, what were you?
We both got N, which is intuitive. So my results were 70% intuitive and 30% observant.
I was 66% and 34%.
No freaking way. Okay, so do you want to read the blurb about intuitive?
Yeah, so it says very imaginative, open-minded, and curious.
Yes.
Value originality, focus on hidden meanings and distant possibilities.
This is why we're friends. This is why we get along.
So I don't know if I necessarily 100% agree with this section. I do for the most part. I wouldn't consider myself very imaginative, but all of the other things, the open-minded, curious, value originality, all of those other things, I do think I align with those.
For sure.
I just have a hard time. I mean, I think about like what if situations, which I guess is imaginative.
Yes.
But I don't view it as like a creativity side, which I think with you're more creative.
Yeah. It totally, I was going to say that as well. It just looks different on different people. But even, this is a very small scale, but I just thought of like the way that you think of ideas for our episodes. I'm like, that is totally like imaginative.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean? So maybe it just doesn't look how you're thinking of it.
True.
In that way. Because I feel like I'm traditionally creative, I guess. So I like artsy things and drawing and stuff like that. But I feel like, this could totally be, it could look a different way.
Yeah.
I can't believe how close we are.
I know.
Okay, moving on. So we got an F for the next one, which is feeling. 63% feeling, 37% thinking. What about you?
Okay, this is the farthest off we are.
Okay.
I'm 53% feeling, 47% thinking.
So close to the middle. I'm slightly more feeling.
Yeah, I also said, do I agree with this? Because it says value emotional expression, sensitivity, importance on empathy, social harmony, and cooperation, which that second bullet point, importance on empathy, social harmony, and cooperation, definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
And I do value emotional expression, but I think I think a lot more rather than feel. But like I said, it's very close. It's like 3% like feeling over thinking. So maybe that's why I was having a harder time with that one.
Yeah, putting it together. I think I mostly agree with mine too. I feel pretty much the same way. I do feel like sometimes Marissa and I could be a hard ass on a certain type of situation, and I feel like we've said that before. Like there's a certain situations where we're like, come on, like get over it or whatever. But at the same time, I do feel like I have a lot of empathy. Like I really feel for if someone else feels upset or whatever, like I really feel for that, even though maybe I don't understand it, or maybe I wouldn't be upset about XYZ. I still try to be understanding of it, and maybe that's more where it comes in. I don't know.
I mean, I agree. I do the same thing. I think I was reading it more as like feeling or thinking internally, and I definitely think a lot more internally than show my emotions to myself until I have a thought that I want to follow, if that makes sense.
I'm definitely more feeling in private. I don't know about you, but like I'm never gonna like cry in front of a bunch of people, but I'll cry at home. You know what I mean? Just like a general stereotypical answer for that.
I agree. Maybe that's why you were about 10% more than me too.
That's possible. Okay, so moving on to the next one, we have judging and prospecting. So we both had judging. What were your percentages?
This one's crazy.
Okay.
So I was 90% judging, 10% prospecting.
Whoa. I was going to say, I wonder if anyone ever is like really far on one side. You are.
Me.
Okay, so I was 75% judging, 25 prospecting. So still over there. Not quite as far as Marissa, but I was close.
Not quite.
And this says judging individuals are decisive, thorough, and highly organized. this makes sense.
Yeah.
They value clarity, predictability, and closure, preferring structure and planning to spontaneity. This is so us. I couldn't even I don't even need to get into it. You guys know, if you listen, how we're so planner, so organized, so goal oriented. I feel like that just speaks perfectly to our personalities.
Yeah. I think that your 25% versus my 10% really shows sometimes, because I think that you're willing to have a spontaneous plan.
Yeah.
I'm not.
You're not. You're like, no, this is not in the plans. Like, let's get back to the plans.
I think having spontaneous plans gives me anxiety.
Yeah. And that's fine. I agree with that on sometimes. It really... Again, this actually kind of goes back to like being with friends or being with a group. It's like, if it's a spontaneous plan, but it's with just me and Angelo, I'm way more likely to be a little more spontaneous than if I was in a big group. I'd be like, whoa, what are we doing?
I agree.
Hold on. Yeah. So, okay. I feel like we don't really need to harp on that, because we're obviously very judging. We're judging you. Just kidding.
I hate that it's called judging because that's not what it is.
It's not like a good representation.
No.
Okay, the last one is the hyphenated letter, which I mentioned is a new thing. So we're both INFJ, and I will quickly say what I used to be, which is very interesting, and I could have told you the exact result I would have gotten this time. I used to be ENFJ, extrovert, the rest of them. And that made total sense when I was in college. And I feel like I was so like, put myself out there, like try to be extroverted. And I was trying so hard, because in high school I was so introverted. I had no friends. So I was in college. I'm like, okay, I am going to be so extroverted, even if I'm so uncomfortable, because I will have friends. And I could have guessed that during COVID, I feel like it's when I really retracted back a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, we're a little bit more introverted than we thought.
Yeah.
So that was my change. But this is the new letter. This is the dash letter. We both got T, which is so crazy.
I know.
This is turbulent or assertive. So I got 57% turbulent and 43% assertive.
I got 53% and 47.
Stop. That is so crazy. So aside from the judging, prospecting, everything else was almost the same.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Okay, let's go to the... Do you have
so it
down?
says
Turbulent.
on here, it says self-conscious and sensitive to stress, feel a sense of urgency in emotions, and tend to be success-driven, perfectionist, and eager to improve.
Yes.
So I disagree for myself a little bit.
Wow, I agree for myself so much.
I don't think I'm self-conscious, and I do not think I'm sensitive to stress. And I was talking about this with Kyle on Friday. Yeah. He agrees I'm not a very self-conscious person.
Yeah.
And he says that I can't be sensitive to stress because I'm always stressed.
Yeah.
So
I guess I didn't think, I thought of it maybe a little differently. I was thinking sensitive to stress, i.e. like the way that if something doesn't go to my plan or doesn't go perfectly, then I get stressed.
Oh,
maybe that's how I was thinking about it.
Bad
and
at
so,
that.
yeah, so I was like, okay, that's us. But the way you're thinking about it makes sense too. So I actually don't, I wonder what it means. I don't actually know.
I also, for example, this is me putting myself on blast. Yesterday, I got very upset that I couldn't go run in the morning.
Yeah.
Because I really wanted to go run
that was
in the
plan.
snow. Yeah. And then I came home and I literally cried about it.
Mood. No, the way I've done that before, that's not even on blast. Like, I've done that so much. I've cried at dumber things. For sure.
So
just because
silly.
I'm like, this is what we're supposed to do. I'll put myself on blast with you. We can be on blast together.
Okay.
Last weekend, Angelo and I were cleaning the house, and we were having his dad over for dinner. And in between cleaning the house and having his dad over, I said, I'd really like to go to the thrift store today. Like, I just want to look around, whatever. And Angelo's like, yeah, I said, you're probably not going to want to go, but like, would you go to the thrift store with me? And he was like, yeah, we're going to the thrift store. That sounds great, babe. Like, sure. He hates thrifting, but it was nice. So then we're cleaning, and I'm like, hey, babe, like, are you almost done with your chores? Like, I really want to go to the thrift store. It's like, I don't know, 3 hours before dinner. He's like, almost done. And then we didn't leave until we had only 30 minutes to be at the thrift store. And I cried. I was like, are you kidding? Like, I wanted to shop around and whatever. Angelo's like, I don't get why you're upset. You didn't tell me you wanted 3 hours at the thrift store. Like, I didn't know. And those are the things that I'm like, oh, I just get so mad if something doesn't go exactly the way I thought it in my head. Mm-hmm. And I've got to chill with that, because I'm like, oh my gosh, like, you're right. I didn't tell you that I wanted to browse around leisurely and not have to rush out of the store. But then for the 30 minutes we were there, I was just pouty and I didn't even want to look at anything.
Exactly.
I was like, I'm just being a bitch now.
Oh my goodness. I'm so glad that we're the same person.
Literally.
Because now, like, I knew we were similar, but now that I have like this kind of as a foundation, now I can tell you when I'm having these stupid, silly situations happening, and you can be like, oh, I get
it. And it's like, yeah, just cry. You'll feel better.
Yeah.
But I was just like, now I'm just pouting and being like totally annoying. And sometimes I hate myself for that, but also like I try to give myself some grace, because like,
I literally I sat on the couch and I pouted, and I was telling Kyle that I just felt bad because we didn't go to the gym on Friday, and I didn't like the feeling of being inactive for 2 days because, like I said in the last 2 episodes, I'm really trying to prioritize health and fitness and wellness. Yeah. And I felt like I was kind of skimping out.
Like failing yourself?
Yeah, a little bit. And so he was like, well, let's go to the gym then and just do like a quick workout because I had a meeting yesterday and I didn't have enough time to do my run. And he was like, let's just go to the gym. And I just sat there and I was like crying. And he was like, just get up and go to the gym. You're going to feel better. And I was like, I'm not going to feel better ever.
Yes, I do that too. Angela would be like, babe, I think we need to do like, let's just do a yoga really quick. And I'm like, I don't want to do a yoga. The last thing I want to do is a yoga.
The last thing I want to do is talk to you because you're being mean.
Like, leave me alone. This is so funny. I'm shocked. It's good to know. Now we know we're the same person.
Yeah. But did you go through the website and kind of write out like explanations of the things?
I'm just looking at our page right now on the site. I didn't write anything down, but I thought I could start off by just reading the introduction, if that's okay. And then you give me some of the things you have too.
Yeah, I just put down some highlights.
So I'm going to start with just like this little section says, who is the INFJ personality type? The INFJ advocate is a personality type with introverted, intuitive, feeling, and judging traits. They tend to approach life with deep thoughtfulness and imagination. Their inner vision, personal values, and a quiet, principled version of humanism guide them in all things. And then it says, I'm scrolling down, idealistic and principled, people with INFJ personality type aren't content to just coast through life. This is so true. They want to stand up and make a difference. For these compassionate personalities, success doesn't come from money or status, but from seeking fulfillment, helping others, or being a force of good in the world. While they have lofty goals and ambitions, INFJs should not be mistaken for idle dreamers. People with this personality type care about integrity, and they are rarely satisfied until they've done what they know to be the right thing to do. Conscientious to the core, they move through life with a clear sense of their values, and they aim to never lose sight of what truly matters, not according to other people or society at large, but according to their own wisdom and intuition. I couldn't agree more. Amen. Yeah. That is all.
So I put down one of the specific points that you actually read was they aren't content cruising through life.
Yes.
And in parentheses, I put growth with a bunch of question marks because that's my word of the year.
I love that. That's huge.
Isn't that crazy?
As soon as I read that sentence stuck out in my mind too really quickly because I was like, that is so true. And it almost harps back to last week. I can't believe how much this connects to our other stuff, but it makes sense, I guess. But last week on the podcast, I talked about the way that I can't relax. And like, I always feel like I need to be working on something. And I feel like that totally speaks to this. It's like, I don't ever want to just be stagnant and growth, period. Not question mark, period. Because we just always like to be learning and growing in some way. It could be a small way. It could be a big way. It could be an untraditional way. But I feel like our personality is so to be always being better than we were.
Yes, agree. So I can go into the strengths and weaknesses section. So the strengths that it listed out for us is insightful, principled, passionate, altruistic, and creative. So two things that I pointed out was passionate is one of your words of the year.
Wait, yes. Oh my God, this is crazy. Though I didn't read that before. I'm shocked. This is awesome. Then
I put down a definition for altruistic because I've heard the word before, but it's a word that's not often used.
Yeah, I agree.
And I put, it's not happy to succeed at someone else's expense. You use your strengths for the greater good, which I think is really showing of some things that I have going on in life right now.
Yeah.
Which I think it's using my strengths for the greater good really encompasses things that I'm doing right now.
Yeah, I really like that. I agree. I feel like I hear the word altruistic like tossed around or like in Taylor Swift lyrics, and I'm just like, I don't really know what that means. So I'm glad that you wrote down the definition for that one, but I can't believe passionate is on here, and that's huge. I feel like that's a huge word. I feel like there's not a lot that we do that we aren't passionate about. Even just thinking about like your job, I feel like you're so passionate about the actual work you do. I feel like dance, I'm so passionate to just dance, to be expressive, that kind of thing. Even the little things that we do in our life, I don't know if we do much that we don't feel passionate about, because that feels like, this is my hard ass coming out, that feels like a waste of time to do something that you're not passionate about. Oh my God, this is the best. This is honestly, maybe this is a bad episode because it's just us hyping each other up, and it's like, but I love it. Okay, those are great.
for the weaknesses, it says sensitive to criticism, reluctant to open up,
True.
perfectionistic, avoiding the ordinary, and prone to burnout. So sensitive to criticism, I don't think that counts for me. I think that I'm really open to criticism.
Yeah.
Sometimes like the truth hurts, but I think that I'm open to hearing criticism though.
Okay, I love that. I think I'm sensitive to criticism.
That's
sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially
then,
like at work and stuff like that. If someone like is like, oh, I don't like this because it looks this way on a design or something I did, I like get offended when I know I shouldn't, but I can't help it. I just do.
Yeah. And then reluctant to open up. I am the biggest open book. So I don't know if I agree with that one either.
Okay. This is another one that I thought of in a different way of you because same, like the way that we'll just say anything. We'll say anything to each other. Like we'll say I don't even care. But I thought of it more as like, if I met someone new, it would probably take me a while. But for my friends, I'm like, yeah, I'll tell you about my gynecologist appointment. Like, I don't care. Like, I'll tell you about how much money I make and the internet. It's easier to tell the internet because I can't see you all listening to this. I'm not watching your reaction. But I think if I met someone new, maybe I would be reluctant to open up. So in that way, yes. But in the other way, no. Because we're pretty open.
I think so. I think I agree with you now that you like brought up that other perspective. Yeah. And then avoiding the ordinary. I think it's so funny to point that one out because you literally just said if it's not something that I'm passionate about, it's a waste of my time.
It's such a waste of Yep. Facts.
And then lastly, the prone to burnout. I said sneak peek because we may or may not have an episode planned for this season talking about burnout.
And by that we mean we do.
Yes.
That's huge though because again, if we only do things we're passionate about, we're bound to at some point get a little tired because it takes a lot of energy. I feel like it takes a lot of energy to be passionate, period. And then to continually work on things over and over that you're highly passionate about can be extremely tiring.
Yes, agreed.
Okay, so next section is romantic relationships. I guess I can go into this a little bit. I gotta be honest, I didn't read all of this before, so this is all new to me.
Me neither. I've read a little bit. I have some points.
Yes. So I will read the quote because I think this is cute. It says, love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposites. Nelson Mandela. Oh, I see that now. I know you brought that up, but I was not paying attention, obviously. People with the INFJ personality type, the advocates, look for depth and meaning in their relationships, and their romantic relationships are no different. This is a type known for having a vibrant, vivid imagination, but few INFJs can imagine themselves settling for a match founded on anything less than true love. Cute. Okay. Mm-hmm. It can take time for them to find a compatible partner. Some might think that INFJs are too choosy, and it's true that this personality type can be prone to unrealistic expectations. Okay. In fact, when they're single, they tend to construct their ideal partner in their mind, and they might be tempted to hold out for this perfect partner or relationship, when in reality, that perfect match just doesn't exist. The good news, INFJ's idealism, if balanced with just enough realism, can actually enhance their love life. So I'll pause there because there's a lot of sections. I don't know if we need to go into all of them, but we haven't been single in like 7 and 10 years.
Yeah.
So that's a long time ago to think about, but I kind of agree with this.
I thought it was really funny that it says that you hold out for the perfect partner because now knowing that you're the same personality type as me, we didn't hold out for anything.
No, we did not. We found it quick and we're like, I'm keeping you because you are just what I need. That's
and
actually great.
It also said it might be hard to find a perfect partner, which I think that if you are single
the way that we're the same personality, we got into the same family. I'm crying.
I think it's really like if you were single and you were reading this section, I think that you would feel hopeless a little bit the way that it said those kind of things. But as to people with the same personality type as you can find your perfect partner even though the website said you can't.
Right. It has a little section that's highlighted because I don't need to read every paragraph, but this says as romantic partners. So this is talking about us. INFJs are warm, caring, honest, and insightful. They patiently work to uncover their loved one's innermost needs and desires. So I thought that was cute because it speaks to our personality type in the relationship instead of what we're looking for.
I think I'd do that.
Yeah. And then it also says one of the things that INFJs find most important is establishing genuine, deep connections with the people they care about. I think that's huge. That so speaks to friendships. Like I don't have quantity in friendships. Okay.
Exactly.
Quality over quantity. I only have like people that I really care about or people that I really feel connected to. And that I find sometimes to be, I feel it's a strength, but sometimes I feel it to be like kind of a weakness because I'm like, it's hard for me to make friends if I don't want to do the small talk. I don't want to just like say nothing to each other. That drives me nuts. So it's hard, I feel like, to start making friendships, new ones.
Yeah, that segues well because the next section is friendships.
Yes.
So on that section, it
away.
says no superficial relationships. You light up around close friends, even if you're reserved on the surface.
Yes.
You want to find soulmates in your friends and your romantic relationships.
Cute.
You usually end up with a few amazing close friends and not a big group of acquaintances.
T.
And I think that's so true for us. And I think it really harps on the things that you just said.
Yes, that's so true. I see here that says once they do find genuine friendships, INFJs make loyal, caring companions. At times, they may even be surprised by the fierceness of the loyalty and devotion that they feel towards their friends. So that's really cool because I kind of agree. No, I fully agree. Not kind of. I love it.
Okay, I skipped parenthood.
Okay, we're not parents.
No.
I'll see if there's like I'll give you guys a quick blurb in case you are parents or you want to know about this. So, idealistically inclined, INFJ parents have a deep desire to instill a sense of humanitarian values in their children. They yearn to raise emotionally intelligent, compassionate individuals who can contribute to the greater good. I so see that being true.
Yeah.
INFJ parents may unconsciously project a great deal of their own beliefs and values onto their children. So that's I know I'm like, I don't love that, but also like I'm very passionate, so it might overspill. But yeah, we can skip that if you want to go into career paths. That was just a little on parenthood.
I just put a little 2 points. So it says our INFJs long to find a career path that aligns with their values, and it helps fulfill their main mission, which is to be that altruistic person and not hurting anybody at their own expense.
Yeah, making the world a better place without stepping on other people to get it there.
Yes.
I think that's cool. This says there's like, if anyone else is doing this quiz and reading the page and you want to just get an overview, because there's a lot of data here, there are little sections highlighted in green. So I'm just going to call that out. And that's where I'm coming from. So for career paths, I just want to add, it says deep and introspective. INFJ personalities are drawn to professions where they can evaluate problems on a human level, employing their empathetic nature to provide comfort, understanding, and solutions for those facing hardships or conflicts, which speaks to helping other people. I remember that being in the beginning. And then INFJs tend to feel stifled unless their work allows them the freedom to act accordingly to their conscience, their creativity, and their own common sense. That is really cool. I actually really like that one because I think it can go in a lot of different ways. The way that you're not traditionally creative, but this, I feel like definitely you can't feel stifled to do what you think's right or what you need to do, or else burnout, sadness, depression.
Yeah. I think that the first point that you brought up was really apparent in my own career, and I wrote this down somewhere. I'm not sure in what section, but it said INFJs feel a sense, or they hate injustice, and I think that that's so true with what I do for work, because my whole job is to make sure that the right criminal gets put in jail for a terrible crime.
Yeah, you're a part of the justice system doing its job.
Yes. And I think a lot of times, I mean, this is a controversial subject, but a lot of times there is a polarizing opinion on the justice system, whether that's police officers or the hierarchy of the court or whatever happens, or even like lawyers and their approach to the situation. But my job, I chose it because DNA doesn't lie. I mean, you hear these horror stories of people's DNA being found at the crime scene and they weren't involved, but that's what our job is for.
Yeah.
We say that the DNA was found here. We use the situation of like, oh, you must have just been passing through this grocery store or whatever, and that's how your DNA got there. You didn't necessarily commit the crime. We're just here to show your DNA was there. If your DNA was there, it's not a lie. It was there. And I think that really helps show like the fight against injustice.
That's actually funny that you bring that up. And how have I never noticed the alignment of our career paths before? Because where I work is directly with lawyers. So that is honestly not ironic, but just interesting. I never even thought of that. But yes, justice is a huge thing. I know that Angelo, I don't know his Myers Briggs, but we're going to be doing Enneagram soon, and I'll just say, because I don't think it's a secret, but I was a type 1 on the Enneagram last time I took it, and so was Angelo, and that literally all it's about is like justice, like that fair treatment, justice, like very type A in a way. And so it's just funny that these my results on both align. And that makes, I don't know, it makes me believe in the tests a little more.
Yeah. Well, I think it's interesting that you said that you were a type 1 on the Enneagram, because I've taken it twice and I was not a type 1 either time. I was a type 6 the first time and a type 2 the second time.
Oh, very interesting.
So I'll be
intrigued.
Yeah. We'll see if we differ, I guess.
Yes. Okay. Did you have anything written on workplace habits?
I did not.
Okay. So in conclusion, do you have any other notes besides
I just have the
celebrities?
Celebrities and them ranking the test.
Okay, so I'll read the conclusion quickly and then we'll get into celebrities and our ratings of this test. So really fast. What you've read so far is just never mind. This is just like an ad for you to for you to do more. But here we go. INFJ's gifts include idealism, determination, and the ability to envision a better future, but they don't just want to hear what makes them great. INFJ personalities are committed to actually using these gifts to become better people and serve a greater purpose in the world. And now we're going to talk about the like celebrities, or what would you call it? Just like notable people that have the same personality type.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting that that last point that you said, just because I'm trying to see when this episode comes out. This comes out on February 7th. So I can say it. I got a promotion at my job.
I was going to say it, but I didn't know. Yeah.
And that's what I was talking about, like the things going on in my personal life. So I'm
100%.
transitioning from just a team member to a team lead.
Yes.
And I think that a lot of these things are really validating in like the obviously my supervisors made the decision to promote me, but I think that it's just really validating to see like all of these things in my personality or why I was promoted.
100%. I know there was a couple points too where I wanted to bring that up and I was like, this totally makes sense for you. But I'm like, nope, not yet.
Yeah. Well, it comes out on February 7th, which is like the end of the middle of the week that I'm whatever. The second week that I'm in the position. So I can say it.
Yay. Everyone congratulate Marissa on the Instagram. Also, happy February, because I didn't realize.
Oh, yes.
Does that mean the first one comes out on February 1st or no?
No, it comes out the day before.
Okay.
So technically in the last episode, we should have said happy 1 year to the podcast.
Wow.
But
that's so exciting.
Now we can say it now. Happy 1 year and 1 week to the podcast.
And happy birth month to Marissa as we're recording. So that's exciting. Or as you're listening. Okay, so this is advocates you may know. We're going to dive in and just quickly name off some of the advocates or celebrities that are INFJs. Do you want to start?
Yeah, so before we do this, I've read that this is the most rare personality type.
Whoa, really? I didn't know that.
Which is crazy,
and there's two of us
both
together.
Got it.
I'm shook. But I love that for us. Why do I
just
feel
wrote
a little
down
exclusive?
I just wrote down the only four that I really knew that were listed in that list, which was Lady Gaga, Morgan Freeman, Martin Luther King Jr., and Nelson Mandela.
Yes.
So pretty notable people.
Pretty notable. I'll keep going. So we have Mother Teresa. We have Marie Kondo. Do you know Marie Kondo? Probably. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the organizer girl, which is kind of funny because organizing. Nicole Kidman. We have the rest. I think are the like characters though. That's why I'm like I don't know any of these people, but just for those listening, Jon Snow, Game of Thrones, Galadriel, The Lord of the Rings. Someone's gonna roast me for that.
You can't help me. Like I can't help you. I don't know.
Tom Kirkman from Designated Survivor. That's actually a good one, and I really like that show. Rose from Titanic. Random.
Never seen it.
Oh, for reals? That's a movie I've seen that you haven't. I'm shocked.
Yeah.
So those are a few of the advocates that are INFJ. And we definitely should have shouted this out at the beginning, but I'm going to say it now. If you are listening and you're like, I want to go take this test and see what I am, I would recommend the test that we took, which is called 16 Personalities. So if you go to the Myers Briggs site, you can get the official MBTI assessment, but it costs money. So Marissa and I are doing it for free because, you know, and 16 Personalities is where I've taken it multiple times before, and they have great, like, you know, all the information we read to you guys is from 16personalities.com. So check it out.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was fun. Okay, so after we got through all that, we wanted to do a little ranking system. So we're going to rank the test out of 10 in 3 categories, and we're going to do this for every single one. And if there's any more categories that you have, let me know. So first, ease of taking the test. How would you rate it out of 10? 10 being best.
I gave it like a 10 out of 10. I thought it was really easy.
Agree. I'm going to give it 10 out of 10. It was, what is that called? Just like, basically there's a scale.
Like a sliding scale.
Yeah, sliding scale. So it's like agree, disagree, very disagree, whatever. I felt like it was super easy to fill out. And if I picked one that I didn't really like, it was super easy to change it So
yeah.
10 out of
And
10.
there's 3 options on either side of neutral. And you can also choose neutral, which I think I chose on 1 because I was like, I genuinely don't have a preference either way.
I chose it on a few, to be honest. I was just like, it was almost like I don't want this to affect my score because I don't know how I feel about it. So neutral.
Yeah.
Okay, love it. What would you rank the length of the test?
I think that it could have been longer.
Okay.
I don't know. I think that to get an accurate sample size of your personality, you need a couple extra questions. But I think that for ease of taking it and for time, I think that it was like a perfect amount. I think I would give it like a 9 because, like I said, I think you could add more questions to be a little bit more specific. But other than that, I think it was good.
That's super funny because I'm giving it an 8. And that is because, and this is going to be very contradicting what I'm about to say. So just so you guys know, I'm aware. I want them to be short but accurate. And I know that makes no sense. And the Enneagram test, I recall it being quite long.
Yes.
And so this one I was like, okay, at least I know it's not as long as the Enneagram. And this one was okay, so I'm going to give it an 8. But like, I want it to be short and accurate. And I know that that's probably not super possible. But that's how I feel.
But that's what you want.
That's what I want. And then the last thing that we're going to rank it on is our agreeance, which I don't even know if that's a word because it says it's not, with our results. So like how much we agreed with the result that we got from the test. What do you think?
That I give it like a 8 out of 10 for agreeing because like I said, there was a couple points where like, oh, I'm not creative and like I just didn't necessarily agree with some of them. But after we talked, since we are the same type, you told me how you perceived it, which might push me to a 9. But the way I felt about it was like a 10 out of 10. It was super validating to me, like I said at the beginning, especially with this new position I'm transitioning into. I think that it just really showed like I am doing well and like my personality is being recognized for what I'm good at.
Yes, it does. It's just validating to do these. But okay, do you think 8 or 9? I'm going to tally your score.
I'm going to put an 8.
Okay, so Marissa gave the Myers Briggs a 27 out of 30. That's our composite score. I'm going to keep track of this for the next episode as well that we do. And I gave mine 28 out of 30 on our composite score. So I feel like that's very high. Now, let me just say we're not coming at this at all from a scientific approach. We totally can. And maybe that's something we want to dive into in our debrief. And Marissa's a science girly, so we might want to get into it. I don't know. But for now, we're not. It's literally, this is just like for fun.
Yes.
And I love that. I love keeping it lighthearted.
I think it was so good. And I'm really, really surprised. I told you we were going to be the same. Yeah, you did. But I'm still surprised.
I'm still surprised too. I was like, I don't know, maybe we will. And I actually thought like maybe that you would be extrovert and I would be introvert. But then the rest I was like, probably. Nope. But it was just so funny how close together they are. So
I know.
I'm shocked. If you had our results in front of you, you wouldn't even know which one was you or me. Like people would not know. That's wild. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. That was fun. I enjoyed. Our next one's going to be Enneagram. That'll be out in a few weeks. So check that out next month. And then following that, I think we're going to add in a few more. Maybe we'll do the big 5 we talked about. And if you guys are listening and you're like, ooh, I really want them to do this test and like do a debrief, let us know what it is. I'd love to do more. We can do a year series. I don't care. It'd be fun.
Yeah. Just like one every quarter, or however many personality tests there are. There's probably so many that we don't even know about.
I'm sure.
I didn't even know what the big 5 was. Arika just sent me a video describing it, which I'm excited. I mean, I like learning more about myself to be able to grow. And because if I don't know about myself, I can't learn about myself and grow from it.
Ironic how growth, passion, and purpose are all very aligned with what we just read.
So funny.
From 2 INFJs, I hope you guys had the best time listening to this episode and go take the test. I'm going to put the question box for today. I'll write it on the Instagram story. To be
what personality type you are.
Yes. What is your Myers Briggs personality type? Writing this down, but I'm pumped. I hope you guys enjoy.
I am too.
And we will talk to you soon.
Yes.
AKA next week. Thank you for listening. Follow us at We Run on Coffee on Instagram and put your Myers Briggs personality type in the little box because I really want to I didn't read about any others. So when you guys send them in, I would love to like go on the website then and I'll look them up and read about them. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
So that's all. And with that, I'm Arika.
And I'm Marissa. And we run on coffee. Bye.
Bye-bye.